Leonard Bernstein, 1918–1990, was a conductor, composer, pianist, and important figure in the world of 20th-century classical music. Here's a brief synopsis of his life and work. Leonard Bernstein was born in Lawrence, Massachusetts, USA. He showed extraordinary musical talent from an early age and studied classical music at Harvard University. Later, he continued his music studies at the Curtis Institute of Music in Philadelphia. The peak of Bernstein's career came when he appeared as the leading conductor of the New York Philharmonic Orchestra in 1943. His charismatic performance and deep understanding of music made him internationally famous. One of his most famous works is the legendary Broadway musical, West Side Story, which is one of the great achievements in the history of stage music. His other works include highly regarded symphonies, operas, and orchestral compositions. Bernstein also became a highly respected music teacher and was head of the Metropolitan Opera in New York. During his life, he was involved in various music education projects to bring awareness of the art of music to a wider audience. His love of music, involvement in music education, and contributions to the world of classical music make him one of the most respected figures in music history. After his death in 1990, Bernstein's legacy lives on through his enduring works and influence in bringing classical music to the next generation. Leonard Bernstein is one of the most influential figures in the world of music of the 20th century. He was born on August 25, 1918 in Lawrence, Massachusetts, USA. His musical talent was apparent early, and he began studying the piano at a very young age. Bernstein then continued his studies at Harvard University, where he demonstrated his brilliance in classical music. His formal education continued at the Curtis Institute of Music in Philadelphia, where he studied music composition and conducting. In the early 1940s, Bernstein attracted the attention of many people with his dazzling performances as guest conductor for the New York Philharmonic Orchestra. Then, in 1943, when he was only 25 years old, Bernstein became principal conductor for the New York Philharmonic. This was a milestone that marked his success in the world of conducting and brought his name internationally. One of his greatest achievements was the iconic Broadway musical, West Side Story, 1957, co-written with Stephen Sondheim. This work became legendary and established his reputation as a brilliant composer and musical creator. During his lifetime, Bernstein pushed beyond conventional boundaries in classical music. He combines classical style with contemporary elements, creating unforgettable symphonies, operas, and orchestral works. He is also deeply involved in expanding the appreciation of classical music to various levels of society, through educational programs and concerts that include audiences from a variety of backgrounds. Bernstein's life was also closely connected to musical education. He conveyed his knowledge and love of music to many students and fans through lectures, television programs, and writing. Bernstein was a charismatic conductor, a brilliant composer, and an inspiring teacher. His legacy in the world of classical music lives on through his enduring work, his undeniable influence, and his passion for bringing the beauty of music to the world. After his death in 1990, his legacy continues to influence and inspire generations of musicians and music lovers around the world.